Sorry for the interruption. So there was power cuts, that's why it had happened. So now we are here. So we have a curve which will be provided by the So let us start again. There was some internet problem, that's why it had happened. So in this case, all the manufacturer will provide you a curve. It is ship specific, and this curve will give at what temperature what will be the actual pull-up length. It means how much you will be pushing. So in that case, if you see, there will be a minimum and maximum value. It means this is the, for an example, this is 25 degrees centigrade if it is the boss temperature and the shaft temperature, and this is the minimum and this is the maximum pull. It means you'll have to, in between some distance, you'll have to push. So this is the, on horizontal axis, it is given in this 25, it will be from here. It means for an example, it is 19.5 to this. So it will be at this, within this pool distance you'll have to maintain. So you must check this, what is it written, and it will be temperature is measured by the dry dock people. They do this job. So it is temperature, you need to see what is the temperature in the curve, what is the distance to be pushed. And then what we have recorded the pressure, at what pressure you have pushed it and how much it has moved. And this, what we have recorded, it has to be plotted. So there will be another curve. What this curve gives us the information. It means in this case, for an example, you will see that when your propeller is fitting on the shaft, so there will be, it will be a combination of dry fitting and the wet fitting. And dry fitting and the wet fitting, it will be initially, it will be dry fitting. It means we'll fit the propeller in dry condition. What does it mean? There will not be any oil injection. After that, we'll be using the oil. And propeller maker will tell you that how much will be the distance will be for the dry fitting, and then you'll be using the wet fitting. Now tell me why. Now we have seen that dry fitting requires higher pressure, force, and wet fitting require less force. But why we do the combination? All the fitting, if you see, it will be combination. In the dry dock, you'll notice that it will be a combination. So first they will do the dry fitting. What is dry fitting? It is nothing that you are pushing the propeller in dry condition. After that, they will inject the oil in the between the surface, that annular groove, and then they will apply the pressure to move the propeller. So why dry fitting is required? Because wet fitting, which one is better? Wet fitting is better because we can push the propeller at less force if it is oil is injected between the surface, between the inner surface of the propeller boss and the shaft. Then why, my question is, why then combination we do? Is it clear, my question, all of you? And this is the...
Chief, can you repeat one more time?
Yeah. Before that, let me explain you. This is the dry fitting curve. If you have dry fitting, this is the push-up pressure. It means your jack is pushing at this pressure. So as the pressure increases, if you see, the displacement will be, it means, for an example, this is the pressure from here to here. And our movement of the propeller is this much. Whereas same pressure here, the movement of the propeller is much more because this is wet fitting. And this is dry fitting. If you plot dry fitting, it will be this line. And if it is wet fitting, these all are wet fitting. It depends on the friction. How much is the friction? It means if your injection pressure increases, your friction will be less. So your curve will move downward. From here, it will move this. So in the same, in that case, same jack-up pressure, you will be getting more movement. So these are the different, but these all are wet fitting. Now my question is, in reality, always we do the dry fitting first, followed by the wet fitting. Why? Wet fitting is better. We are as late, you can see that less pressure, you get the more movement. This is the displacement of the propeller. But why we use this method, the dry then followed by wet? Is the question clear now? Yeah.
Yes, it's clear.
And you tell me.
Okay, thank you. By making dry fitting, we can achieve the most possible friction grip as much as possible, I mean, by making it first. Then by making wet fitting on the second step, we can protect the parts, that means the propeller and the, all parts we can protect from damaging. We are exerting a lot of forces to make it dry fitting, right? So if we put oil and if we change it to wet fitting, we can protect all parts from damaging.
But suppose we go for, we align it. How will you align? You put the propeller and you tight the nut. Okay, once you tight the nut, it will get aligned by itself. Because if it is correctly, it means propeller has to be correctly aligned because it's on the taper. So after that, we start the wet fitting. We don't do the dry fitting. We can do it or not. We have seen till now, actually combination I have not shown actually, but in reality it will be combination. In that case, what is the problem? Because we are applying less force, the pressure in this direction, the pressure will be less and we'll be getting the more travel. We know how much it should travel. Anyhow, I'll come to, once I will answer to that, you'll understand why we do it. That is what you are saying,
Okay.
that one is the reason this, but there is another reason. Because that can be avoided, isn't it? You can apply the oil and you can have the more travel. Some of you has raised hand. Tell me one by one.
Okay, Chief. Sophonias
Yeah,
speaking.
Sophonias, tell me.
So we use then, for example, if we want to travel 25 millimeters,
Yeah.
then we have to apply a higher pressure on the jack. But if we first do it by dry fitting, for example, we can go 5 millimeter by 40 pressure, 40 bar, no, megapascal. And then we can continue by wet fitting. So the 25 millimeter travel will be achieved by less pressure in the wet fitting.
Yeah, it is exactly what Anio told me. You actually told the same thing. But suppose we don't do the dry fitting. Is there any problem? Have you understood what you are saying? That you do the dry fitting. After that, you need to, instead of increasing the pressure at reduced pressure, you are moving. But any other reason? We can do it this wet fitting
Chief,
from the beginning.
yeah.
Anybody else? Okay.
Yeah, Chief, it's
yeah.
Melissa.
Oh, Melissa, tell me.
Okay. When we make this wet fitting in the beginning, the clearance is high in the beginning when we fit in position. So when when you apply that, have this effective pressure to push the fitting, because the clearance is high, so it will escape, the oil will escape. So in the beginning, we put by dry fitting, then we apply oil for the final fitting. I think this is the reason.
Okay, let me ask you one. Anybody else wants to say something? I ask you one question. When you have injected the oil, like the pilgrim nut we have seen, it is the wet fitting means from beginning only you are applying the injecting the oil. But when you inject the oil, do you know what is the frictional grip? Because your frictional grip is between the two surface. Those two surface, will it remain same frictional coefficient? It might not be, it can change. So if we apply oil, we are injecting oil in the surface, do you know what is the frictional coefficient? If suppose for an example dry fitting, there is no oil, it is contact between two surfaces. Now there will be a relative motion, and that relative motion is because okay, let as Asifa wants to say something, let him speak, then I'll explain to that. Yeah. Asifa, tell me. Yeah.
Since the oil is between the two materials, since the oil is between the two surfaces, and we know the exact friction grip between is now the media between the two surfaces. I don't know the frictional grip between the two.
Exactly correct answer. Once you have injected the oil, we don't know what is the frictional grip between these two surfaces, which we need to know. Understood? If it is a dry fitting, what is happening? Dry fitting, that surface is giving you a resistance. We are overcoming that resistance by applying that pressure for axial direction. We are moving the propeller. So that force is overcoming that friction. So we know what is the, after that movement, we know we can calculate how much is the frictional grip, which is required for the torque transmission. Whereas the moment we inject the oil, we don't know what is the frictional grip. To know the correct frictional grip, we need to have the dry fitting first, then followed by the wet fitting. Is it clear, all of you? Understood? Because the moment you inject oil, we don't know what is the frictional grip, but we need to know frictional grip is our main concern to transmit the torque. So that is the reason it will be always the dry fitting, then followed by the wet fitting, so that we know what is the frictional grip. Yeah, Sophonius, tell me.
Okay, Chief. But finally, we are traveling same amount, yes?
Yeah.
Either with dry, with wet, we are traveling same amount. So the final frictional grip will be the same.
No, because that we verify that. Understood? If you don't do that, you won't be able to verify. For dry fitting, we know it is given to you by the maker. How much will be the pressure and how much it will travel. And if it is traveling correct, with that pressure, that confirms that if the frictional grip is correct. Because after that, we cannot measure the frictional grip. So that what you are thinking, that the total distance we are traveling, same. But total distance is traveling, how much it is traveling in dry fitting, that is been recorded. Because of that, that is checked, verified with the manual. What should be the distance? So that distance is matching within that range. It means it has got a frictional grip, correct frictional grip. If you don't do that, you cannot verify that, because The weight fitting will not give you the how much is the frictional grip you have achieved by moving that, the propeller in axial direction. So to verify that, you'll have to go by that, so that it matches with the maker's recommendation. It means how much it should travel, and then you are sure that yes, it will have a correct frictional grip. So understood. So if there is no friction is same, frictional coefficient, it will depend on the frictional coefficient on the surface of the material. Suppose it remains same, so you will get the same, and it will be given that variation, what is the plus minus, it will be very less, because they make manufacture such a way so that, and how many times you are opening, you are not opening every day, you will be opening, actually shaft withdrawal is once in a 5 years, intermediate docking, it's not required, and plus it can extend up to 15 years, depending if it is condition based survey for the tail shaft. So it will, that's the reason actually you will have to do the dry fitting and then followed by the weight fitting. And also you need to check what is the force, the pressure applied between the surfaces. Because pressure is more, your frictional coefficient is less. In that case, suppose this is the frictional coefficient, this is the pressure is applied. So what will happen, and this, how much it will travel, you can compare with this curve. Now, when another thing, when you, if your, suppose if your propeller is not aligned properly, then what will happen? If the propeller is not aligned properly, then you will not get a straight line. When you are plotting, suppose we are up to 600 is our maximum pressure, for an example. So what will happen? You increase pressure to 20, you measure the jack-up distance, then 30, you measure, record it, 40, 50, 60, you measure it. So this plot, when you are plotting, it will make a straight line if the propeller is aligned correctly. If not aligned correctly, this will not give you a straight line. And when you plot it, your curve will be like this. Actual curve will be like this. This, the blue color, what you see, this is the dry fitting. It will be parallel to this line. And then the moment you inject the oil, what will happen? Your frictional coefficient has reduced. So even if you don't apply any pressure, it will move slightly, and suddenly there will be a pressure drop, because this is the pressure by which you are pushing the actual movement, displacement you are giving to the propeller. And after that, this red line, you have injected the oil, after that you'll have to increase the pressure, you will see it will follow this line. This will be parallel to one of the line. It will depend on the pressure you have applied in between the surface. So this will be the correct curve, actual curve, when you assemble the propeller on your ship. You must verify that is it like this or not, and if your manual will say that how much will be the jack-up pressure, it means the pressure for the dry fitting, and then how much is the your wet fitting. But this distance has to be maintained, and there should be a corresponding relation between this distance and your pressure. So you can verify from your manual if it is okay or not. And if it is not aligned, you will not get a straight line. That's if it is aligned, it is tapered. What does it mean? Your pressure increases uniformly. It will be, displacement will be directly proportional. And only this place there will be some bump, that is because of that. Because this friction now has changed, that is the reason suddenly there will be a displacement without pressure. Pressure will drop. Because why pressure will drop? Because there is a displacement, it has moved this direction, and you have not applied pressure. This volume has increased, so there will be a pressure drop. And then again you start increasing the pressure, When it's applying the pressure, now it will move more than this dry fitting. Is it clear? All of you understood how the curve will be look like when it will be done on a dry dock? So that's why if you see in your handout something is written. So this the oil, when you are actually applying, then the frictional calculation, it means we use the calculation of the friction from the dry fitting. Then you don't know actually what is the actual friction you'll be having. So that's why we do it this way. And this is one type. This is, you have the hydraulic nut, and you can have this type also. This arrangement is all the principle is same. So you can have this. This can be a hydraulic nut. You don't need a separate hydraulic ring. It means we can have a hydraulic nut, and that will come out in this. There will be a plug here, and you remove the plug, and then you connect the adapter and the hydraulic hose, and then you apply the pressure. And these two pumps will be independent. Remember, you cannot use the same pump because this pressure and this pressure is different. So this pressure by which you are pushing and this pressure, if you have a same pump, then what will happen? Both the pressure will be same. It is not that. So these two pressure should be independent, and the pump is independent, and you can have a displacement sensor. It can be dial gauge, it can be even an electronic sensor. You can have how much displacement it took place. And these grooves are annular grooves, so that it's like a thread. So that you inject here, it will move all over the surfaces. And there will be a drain. It means this drain you open, this two you open, as well as this drain you open, so that all the oil gets drained out after you have achieved that distance, and then you drain the oil between the surfaces to have the frictional grip. So is it clear, everybody? Any question till now?
Yes, Chief.
Yeah. Tell me if you have any question. Yeah, Melissa, tell me.
Okay, Chief. On the dry fitting,
Yeah.
why we choose this grease instead of oil? Some reason?
Grease, we only do it for the pilgrim. But this, in what we are now saying, that is the oil. We don't use grease. Grease is only for this. What happened? This is the development. First it was with key, then keyless propeller came. That time we used to use this pilgrim nut. Pilgrim nut used to use the grease. But now we don't use the grease. We use the hydraulic oil. So this is the one. We use the hydraulic ring, and we use this nut is hydraulic nut. So we don't use the grease. That was the first development of how to fit the keyless propeller. That was the pilgrim nut. And this is the hydraulic jack. What we use actually, the concept is same what you use for the hydraulic jack to removing the nut and tightening the nut. It is the same type of jack we use. It can be a hydraulic ring here. It is operated by the oil. Even the dry fitting is operated by the oil, not by the grease. The previous one, that is the pilgrim nut, they used to have design with the grease. Understood, Melissa?
Okay, thank you.
So,
yeah, Chief.
Yeah, they used to use the grease. And now, any other question? And there they used to have dry fitting, and during the dry fitting you need more pressure. Actually, if you have grease, the leakage chances of leakage is less because viscosity is very high. So there you need to have very high force to fit it. So here hydraulic oil can do that. There is no problem to that, because you are applying much less force than that where you use the pilgrim nut. So any other question? If no question, then let us take a 20 minutes tea break, and then we'll restart again. We'll start again after the coffee break. Okay?
Yes, Chief.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Chief, good appetite.